Ladies and gentlemen, The Walking Dead, The Ones Who Live, episode 4, titled Who We, just aired, and I have so many thoughts to the point where I actually have no idea how this video is going to go. Guys, okay, if you ever seen Breaking Bad, if so, you know the episode The Fly. Now, I'm not trying to say that this episode is identical to that episode, but this was a bottle episode with Denai Guerrera and Andrew Lincoln, Rick and Michonne. This was their bottle episode. But unlike The Fly, where it was divisive and, you know, a lot of people hated that episode, but a lot of people really loved that episode because it was very, very, very dialogue focused. Well, that's exactly how this episode was. But the difference is, I don't know how I think this episode, I'd imagine, is probably going to be universally, for the most part, really liked. And if I'm going to give some sort of TLDR here before we get into the full review, this episode was a 10 out of 10 for me. This was one of my favorite episodes of The Walking Dead ever. And there's so many factors to that. This was one of the biggest emotional roller coasters that I've ever experienced in a TV show ever. The writing was just masterful by Denai Guerrera. The directing was phenomenal. The acting was Emmy deserving. Like if both actors and, you know, if both of them don't win an Emmy for this performance, I'm rioting personally. I already rioted for Better Call Saul, but I'm doing the same here for this. My God. That's the quick TLDR. We're going to get into some spoilers. Not that there's too many here, but this episode picks up exactly where the last episode ended off, with them jumping off of the helicopter, which still, if I have a couple complaints, which there's a couple little things in this episode, but if I had one major complaint, it's how unrealistic that is. Yes, they were flying low over water, sure, but that whole sequence was probably the only problem I had with the episode. They jump off the helicopter, land in water instantly, and then just end up in an apartment. I was watching that and thinking, one, that scene was so quick. So like they jumped, they ran, they got in. But I was watching that thinking, like, isn't this apartment building that they're in like on a multi-story building? How did they just get there? I don't know. That was a whole thing. But, you know, honestly, they don't care. And I think the writers know, including Denai, Scott Gimple, all of them, they know that those details really don't matter. So as much as I find it a little unrealistic, it doesn't matter. They're telling a larger story. They have to get there somehow, you know, whatever. So they get off the helicopter and they get in this apartment, which was really not retro tech. This was really high tech apartment. It had a Roomba, which I didn't realize existed in 2010 when the apocalypse started. It had like speaking things.
Where is that thing?
It had computers. It was a high tech room that looked very well maintained, which was my first thought. I was like, how was this maintained for an abandoned room, an abandoned apartment? Anyway, they get in there. As soon as they get in there, Rick's like, what is this place? And Michonne's like, we need to have a timeout. So they have a timeout. And that's exactly what this episode is. So realistically, that's kind of the synopsis. They jump off the helicopter and then they spend their time hashing their shit out. That's what this episode was. And while that sounds like nothing on paper, like a shit sandwich, it wasn't. This was a legitimately phenomenal episode. I'm a sucker for slow storytelling that tells like a character story. And that's exactly what this was. It's what we needed. It answered a lot of questions that I had along the way. Like things like, why isn't Rick explaining certain things? That was a big topic of mine for episode 3, but it got immediately answered here. So now I feel really comfortable with it. It did all of that through masterful and much needed dialogue that did not feel like Gimple speak, which is something that the rest of The Walking Dead has always fell victim to. This one didn't. I wonder if that's because Denai Guerrera was on this and like had a lot of say in that portion of it. I would assume that is, but also you have to remember that they've been building this story for so long that it only makes sense for it to be given proper justice. Their speeches, okay, not their speeches, their arguments felt like arguments I've had with my girlfriend, arguments my parents have had and I've witnessed. It felt real. Like, it didn't feel like The Walking Dead. And that's so good because I think one of my biggest complaints about The Walking Dead is how it has that really cheesy dialogue. And yeah, there was a couple things in here, like the whole we could do anything stuff, blah, 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 sure. But like, at the real crux of it, their arguments made sense and both of their points made sense. And I've been seeing online, a lot of people have been saying that they don't like this version of Rick Grimes and how he's like defeated and all this stuff. But I gotta say, this to me is Andrew Lincoln and Rick Grimes at some of their best. It's so, it's just so amazing how a story like this could make me equally feel both sides. In 1 minute, I'm like, Rick, you're being ridiculous. But then the other minute, I'm like, Michonne, you're being ridiculous. There's no right answers to a lot of the things that were happening on screen. So to give kind of a brief introduction to that, we get the reveal from Michonne that RJ exists, even though we don't really give a shit that RJ exists. Neither does Rick, it seems, because well, he does. I'm not saying he doesn't, believe me. I know he does. But like when Michonne revealed that he had a son, Rick was just like, well, that's how we are. None of us, we all don't like RJ. RJ was a very odd character, but whatever. Anyway, there was no response there. And I liked that because this defied all expectations from all of us. We were like, what's going to happen when Rick finds out about RJ? He's going to be propelled to leave. No. And I like that even Michonne was like, this was not what I was expecting. Like, yeah, preach to the fucking choir here. None of us were expecting this. But I like that writing, and the reason I bring it up specifically is I love that writing just felt so grounded and real. Like their conversation sounded like things normal humans say. And that's been my biggest problem with The Walking Dead to date. Most conversations never sound that way. So to see it here is just, it's a breath of fresh air. You could tell that Denai Guerrera has real talent in dialogue, and it shined. And they not only just talent in dialogue, talent in acting, because her acting was fucking phenomenal. We got so many breakdowns from her. We got so many breakdowns from Rick that were just, oh my God, so good. And I have to be honest. I'm like, I can't believe I'm saying this. I'm demasculating myself a little bit, bro. I'm joking there. But I teared up in this one. This one got me. There was a lot of emotional moments. But that thing with Carl, man, oh my God. Guys, if you want to see my full reaction, it's on the Patreon. It's a full uncut reaction to the episode. So you could watch it along with me reacting. And it's also on Jerry's Reacts, a much shorter version. But you'll see when they bring up the Carl stuff in the episode, I was tearing up, man. I'm not going to lie. That really got me because any mention of Carl just really strikes a chord with me. But I thought it was interesting that Rick in that scene, I'm jumping around, guys, but I thought it was interesting in that scene that he's like, the CRM took Rick from me. Well, actually, Scott Gimple took Carl from you, or did I say Rick? What I meant to say is that Rick said the CRM took Carl away from, because Carl like died a second time because he doesn't see him anymore. But hey, guys, that was actually Scott Gimple. Scott Gimple did that. He killed off Carl in the show. Like, I don't know, but I got to say that performance and that monologue specifically from Andrew Lincoln was incredible. And if he doesn't win an Emmy for that alone, I'm rioting. You should probably too. It was that good. But not only his speech, Michonne's speech was phenomenal. And I even loved that later in the episode, we got Michonne giving Rick a drawing of Carl. That brought tears to my eyes, man. That was so good. That was so good. But I think that's the biggest thing. And I know I said in the beginning, there's probably some people out there, or how I said in the beginning, this is like The Fly, and where Fly was divisive. I don't think this one is. I think this one's going to be universally liked. Now that I'm talking through it a little bit more, I have to say that may not be the case. Like, I could also see people finding this a little boring and all of that stuff. Genuinely don't know how, but some people don't like all dialogue. Some people like action and all that stuff. I'll never understand that personally, but I could, to each their own. That's why there's different flavors of ice cream. But if you don't like the dialogue, you probably wouldn't love this episode, I guess. But I just like that we finally got things. Like another prime example of something that I never even thought of, and that's why I'm glad the show took so long to be developed, is the whole X-Scar thing. I totally forgot about that. So to see Rick realized there was that scar, and then for Michonne to explain that story and then mention Daryl and like not want to get into the fact that she killed the kids and all of that stuff. Like, I thought it was so amazing. And I also thought it was so amazing that we got to see how Michonne was saying that, like, she finally owned up to the fact that she hasn't seen Judith in over a year. I even like that we got an answer to how long it was, because that was something that confused me in earlier episodes. But I just liked all of that. I liked what we got. Every bit of it just felt realistic. All of Michonne's questions about, like, why can't we leave? Why can't we fight? Why can't we kill Jadis? Why can't we destroy the evidence? That's all real. And it makes perfect sense for her to be answering. And I have to remember, like, in my last video, I was like, Rick needs to explain, blah, blah, blah. Like, but I feel like I didn't pinpoint this enough. Michonne also just found her husband or boyfriend or whatever after years of looking, and gets propelled into this crazy environment and sees a different, completely broken person and just has to like accept that. So from her perspective, none of this makes sense. And that's why I think both arguments here, there was no right answer. Rick was right in every single way. And honestly, I'm a little bit more on his side than Michonne's, but Rick was right in every single way. He really shouldn't leave. I don't think he can leave. And I think it makes more sense for him to be there to build up the CRM and to also protect his family. Like, that's all real. And Michonne doesn't see that at all, and it makes her stubborn in a way. But on the flip side of it, Michonne is trying to save him from this shell of a person that he is, trying to get him out of this dire circumstance, and just wants him to be home with his family. It makes perfect sense. And that's why, again, I'm saying it a third time, I am so glad that it took them a while to actually get this show to screen. They needed the time to develop this. They needed the time to make this believable, because this episode, outside of the very beginning where they jumped off the helicopter, this episode to me felt immensely believable. It just felt real. And I love that. I applaud everyone on this crew for that. It really just so good. It truly was. I really liked that we didn't see Rick immediately be like, oh, I have a son, time to go. I'm glad that defied our expectations. I'm glad Michonne mentioned that. And I'm glad it took a while for Rick to finally like come around to it, because in the episode, we saw that the helicopter that they were on crashed. So they have a way out. They have a way to get out of this situation and make it look like they died. This is the perfect escape plan. But there's also Jadis, and that's where I kind of want to get into some predictions here. Since this happened, and since we know that it looks like they all died and that the CRM destroyed the evidence, obviously that's not going to be enough for Jadis, who already had a full in-depth conversation about how if you don't return, we're coming for you. So obviously Jadis is going to be coming back around in this somehow, and that's something that right now they're not thinking of, which will come back to bite them. I mean, it's not really a spoiler. We've seen in the trailers that Jadis is in certain shots. She's bloody. She's in the car chase and all of that stuff. We know she comes back around, and the trailer for episode 5 indicates that there's someone like stalking them. It's got to be Jadis. I don't know who else it would be. It's definitely her, but that is going to open an interesting concept for these next 2 episodes. And who knows what's going to happen? We have the summit right around the corner, so maybe something will happen there. We know Rick is trying to obviously climb the ranks, but now he's with it. He wants to change the Civic Republic, or the CRM, for the better, as he should. I really genuinely think that's the case, and he should. So I think there's that element we have to figure out. There's the element of him getting home and Jadis. All of those things have to answer, and I like that the story is propelling us in that direction. It's going to open up an interesting dilemma going forward, and just all in all, with that being what it is and the stakes being where they are, it just sets up a really good final 2 episodes. And if we don't get a season 2, that's fine, because I think this is being wrapped up in a very nice way. I genuinely do, even though I do want a season 2. I would like a season 2. It would be cool. I'm just glad with everything we got. Nothing here. Okay, there is one thing. I have to bring it up. The sex scene. The sex scene was a little too much. And in the very beginning, Rick was making some funny noises and funny faces. And I was like, did he did he blank in his pants? Like, I know he didn't, but it was just funny. I don't know why. It was just hilarious to me, but I cringe at sex scenes. They're never something I want to see, whether I'm alone or whether I'm with family, of course, or anyone like that. So like, if there was one part that I wasn't a fan of, it was that, or them like making out in the elevator. It's like, dude, there's bigger things to do here. You got a lot of fish to fry. Like, deal with the making out stuff later once you're out of there. Get the jizz fest out of here. You know what I mean? Like, but also in the same vein, I get it. They've spent a lot of time apart and this was their time to be together. So it makes sense to kind of show that it is a love story. I don't care for all of that. But look, if my two really complaints are that the whole helicopter thing happened as well as the sex scene, I think we're off to a good start. There was also some really funny moments in this episode, like Rick freaking out about the person talking, like the computer talking, and then the Roomba thing. I loved that stuff, and I loved that we got answers to that. I just hope, if there's one more hope I could say, I genuinely hope we get a little bit more conversations in the next episode about Alexandria and the people back there, like Daryl, Maggie, what happened at the Pike scene, all of that stuff. Like, I really hope we dive into that. And I like that Michonne verbally explained a lot of this to Rick. I just didn't like that Rick wasn't curious. I love that eventually he explained to us the reason he's not that way is because he just got propelled back to being with Michonne after he felt like he was dead and like this wasn't him, you know what I mean? So I get it, but I hope now that he's with her and spending time with her, I hope we get some more questions like that from Rick to understand what's up with his community. You know what I mean? Time will tell, and I can't wait to see where this goes. But if I had to say anything, this episode is a 10 out of 10 for me. Pretty much all the other ones are 10 out of 10s too, but this one, I love bottle episodes like this, but this one, it was much needed. I would say this is one of the most satisfying episodes we've seen because it finally answered a lot of questions we had and gave us much needed time with two characters we know and love because we were lacking that in the first 3 episodes. I'm glad that it went down the way it did. I'm glad this dialogue felt real. And in short, I fucking loved this episode. But I'd love to hear from you. Did you like this episode? Are you one of the few that didn't like this episode? Let me know down in the comments. You can see my full reaction on Patreon, completely uncut. It's a watch along, so I'm reacting while we're watching. Or you can watch the shortened version on Jerry's Reacts. So be sure to check those places out. And with all of that out of the way, thank you again so much for watching this video. And until the next one, I'll talk to you later. Peace out.